Hey everybody, it's your girl Nail, and welcome to another episode of Simply Nail's Tiny Studio. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here in the Tiny Studio. And to all my new subscribers, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the channel. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with me in the Tiny Studio. So today is Wednesday, September the 25th, I believe that it is. Is it? No, it's the 24th. And yes, it's the 24th. My dad's birthday is coming up on the 26th, so that's why I'm like excited. But anyhow, welcome to the channel. This is a Dreadlock love video, baby. You know what time it is. It's that time that I talk to all the Loch Ness the kings and Loch Ness the queens out here and talk to you about everything that's Dreadlock love. Everything about Dreadlock love, care, maintenance, support, all the things that makes the Dreadlock world or our Dreadlock world and journey go round. Welcome to the show. Now, today's episode is going to be about 5 things you should know about dreadlocks. I'm thinking 5 things you should know about dreadlocks before you start locking your hair. I don't know, anything. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. And the reason why we're having this video is because I am celebrating my lockversary, okay? It has been 23, it will be, well, it is. It's 23 years this month that I made that big leap into becoming a dreadlock diva, a Loch Ness the queen, and I am so happy that I made that decision. And whenever I have a lockversary, I start talking about the things that I've learned being a lock diva. And you know, I talk a lot about my journey. Is my lamp hanging some kind of way? It is. So understand, my lamp, my picture fell. There'll be all kinds of things going on in the tiny suit. Oh, look, it's leaning. What is going on? Okay, that's a little better. All right, so what are some things that you should know about dreadlocks? Okay, what are some, if you're considering wearing dreads or locks, as some people call them, what are some things or 5 things that you should know about locks? Well, the first thing that you should know about wearing locks is the fact that even though this may seem to be a hair or a lifestyle where there may be little or no maintenance, the number one thing you need to know about dreads is that you still have to love on them and that you still have to take care of them. You still have to do all the things to your hair that you had done before locks, which means you still have to wash them. You still need to condition them. You still need to maintain them. And when I say maintain, I don't mean retwisting until, you know, you have no more edges. I don't mean that kind of maintenance. What I mean is that you want to care for your locks. You want to keep them moisturized. You want to keep them conditioned. You want to keep them washed. You want to keep them looking good. Even for me with freeform locks, I still do all the things because you want to take care of your crown because it's still a part or a very public part of your body. And you want to show the universe that you are, you know, that you are a crown jewel of the universe. And you want to take care of what has been given to you as a gift. And your crown and your whole body, your temple, is a gift. So you want to take care of it. So a lot of people think that with locks that, you know, once you start dreading, that's it. You know, you don't have to worry about this and that and this and that. And while it may be true that, you know, when you were traditionally wearing your hair in other ways, yes, you don't have to, you know, sit at the salon for hours at a time anymore. You don't have to spend a lot of money on relaxers and chemicals and things like that. You don't have to spend a lot of money on curling irons and, you know, hot combs and all of those type of things. No, but you still have to take care of your hair. You still have to love on your locks. That is going to be a part of your journey as a human being, you know, until it's time for you to make that transition. So having the viewpoint that, wearing locks is, I don't have to do anything else to my hair. That's untrue. That's definitely untrue. And I want to show you something that I have. You see this brush? I've had this brush for about 23, 24 years, maybe more, maybe about 25 years, because I was wearing a shortcut, a Caesar for a while before I started to grow my hair a little bit, grow it out long enough for me to go ahead and lock it. So this is the brush that I was using when I had the Caesar look, when my hair was very, very short. I had waves, baby. This is the brush that I was using. And I still have this brush and I still use this brush. Yes, I do, because I brush my locks. So yes, there are some things that you're going to get rid of course, when you begin to lock your hair. But, let's just face it. Let's just face it. You're not going to get rid of loving, or you're not going to stop loving your locks. You're not going to stop maintaining your locks. You're not going to cease washing your hair. You're still going to do all the things that promote healthy hair. All right. So locks is not going to stop that journey. And that is a really a big myth that a lot of people have about locks. Okay. What's the second thing that you should expect? You should expect a level of dryness from time to time. Why is that? Well, mainly because the seasons change. Even here in sunny Florida, the seasons change for me, and I do experience dryness, and I can feel the dryness not only on my scalp, but I can also readily feel it within my locks. Okay. And so what do I do? Well, I have a water bottle. I think I have it. It's in the bathroom now, but I keep a water bottle and I have it filled with rose oil and a little bit of vitamin E. And when I feel that my scalp is getting dry and when I feel that my locks need a little moisture, then I go ahead and I spritz it. One of the things about having locks is that if you don't wrap your hair up or keep it in a scarf or some type of cap, it's exposed to the elements. So it can easily get dry. The moisture that you have in your locks can evaporate, and it does cause dryness. And you'll know that your locks are dry because they'll have a crunchy feel to it. And then your scalp may, if you do not have any other type of dermatological issues with your hair or your scalp, then you will know that your scalp is dry because you will have some light itching. And that's when I pull out my bottle of water that has rose essential oil in it, and then it also has some vitamin E, and that does wonders for getting rid of the dryness. Sometimes I have a water bottle filled with peppermint oil, rose oil, a little bit of lavender, and also some vitamin E, and that just kills the itchiness. And it kills the itchiness on one hand, and then it also adds a little moisture to my scalp, and vitamin E is really good for hair growth. So, you can expect a little bit of dryness, and it's just the idea of staying on top of that. And for me, I notice dryness a lot when the seasons change. So when the seasons change here in Florida, even though we don't get a fall like some people get a fall, and we have recently been, getting a winter or having a winter where it's cool, those are the times when my scalp gets dry, and I go ahead and I address that issue right away, because the one thing that you do not want to have is that, you do not want to nurture is a dry, itchy scalp. And then you're scratching all the time, and then next thing you know, you're going to have all these flakes in your locks, and then it just becomes a big mess. You just want to stay on top of it. So one of the things you should expect from dreadlocks is some dryness from time to time, especially when it comes to the seasons. Number 3, what's something else that you should expect with dreadlocks? You should expect to not have to spend a lot of money on maintaining them. Your locks, it should not cost you oodles of money to maintain your locks. And I think I talked about this in number 1 about taking care of your locks. But it should not be expensive. All right. You should not be throwing oodles and bags of cash behind your locks. Why do I say this? Because locks are indeed low maintenance. So that means that you should have a regimen of taking care of your locks, and it should be able to fit a low budget. Meaning what, Nell? Meaning that if you are spending multiple Benjamins on maintaining your locks, you're spending too much money. There are a lot of things that we can do with our hair, as far as styling, retwisting, all of the things. We can do all of those things ourselves. We just have to take the time to learn how to do them. Now, I'm not trying to put, lock stylists out of business. I'm not trying to put your locticians out of business. I'm not trying to put, your basic hair salon stylists out of business. No, that's not my goal. But my goal is to say that you should not be spending a lot of money trying to take care of your locks. That is a no. You can, if you need to go to a loctician or a hairstylist for a special occasion and have your locks, placed into a style, that's one thing. But going to your loctician every 6 weeks or so, 6 to 8 weeks, going to your loctician every 6 to 8 weeks trying to get a style going on and spending $200, $300, $400, $500 on your locks, that's unnecessary. That's like going out the world backwards. Why would you do that? A lot of styles you can learn right here at home on your own, and you can also find really great tutorials on YouTube on how to retwist your locks. Okay. And one of the things, this is a bonus for you. You don't have to always get your locks retwisted. There's no need. After your locks become mature, I would say after the first year, you don't need to fall up at the hair salon or go to a loctician to maintain your locks after that first year. You should be able to do so on your own. That's the wonders and the beauties of wearing locks. It's that you enjoy this experience, that you understand the journey, that you understand and learn to love the path. Okay, you're supposed to be, when you're wearing locks, you're supposed to be going through a transformation in your life. And so, that transformation means that you're learning how to be independent and self-sufficient and learning how to depend on you. Okay. And wearing locks is one of those journeys that I say where you are learning to walk independently of other people. This is an interpersonal experience. This is a spiritual journey. You do not need to sit in somebody's chair to get your locks done every month or so. That's unnecessary, and that's money that you could be putting into your savings account for necessary things, a cruise, or your first trip to Africa, maybe to Ghana, to Kenya, to Rwanda, places like that, or the Caribbean. You don't need to be filling the coffers of your lochologist, your loctician, your hairstylist every 6 to 8 weeks. That's unnecessary, and locks are not supposed to be a style or a journey of where you need to work 2 or 3 jobs to maintain them. Do you follow what I'm saying here? I hope so. I really hope so. Okay, so number 4. One of the things that you should expect from wearing dreadlocks is the monotony of it all. The sameness of it all. And I think in the last point that I made about locks should not be expensive, a lot of times we spent money going to our loctician because we want our locks to be styled, because we are going through a thing where we don't like the fact that our locks look the same. It's just there, and yes, there's going to be a sense of monotony because I go through it myself. I wake up, I see myself in the mirror, I look like this. I look like this. Or I put my hair into a ponytail, or maybe two ponytails, or I put it in a scarf. I do lots of things with my hair. But yes, there's going to come a point where you're going to be like, oh my God, it's the sameness for me. I can't deal with this. I need to do something else. Because if you were like me, if you're a young lady, a young sister, uh, for me, I was relaxing I've been relaxing my hair, or was relaxing my hair since I was maybe 15 or 16 years old. I grew up I was a teenager in the 80s. I've worn every hairstyle. And that's what I did. Every so often I would go to sit at my aunt's salon, and she would try out different hairstyles on me. We loved those, what's the name of those books, Black Hair, Hype Hair. Do you remember those magazines? And my aunt had all the latest black hairstyle magazines, and she had the books. They used to be these big books that will have all the latest hairstyles in it, and I've worn them all. Whenever I was feeling kind of, oh, I'm tired of this Anita Baker look, it's time for something else. Or I'm tired of the salt and pepper look, it's time for something else. I would wear all kinds of hairstyles. But as with locks, you get to a place where there is the monotony of it all. So what do you do? What should you do if you're going through a thing where oh my God, it's the sameness, I can't take it anymore? Well, then, that's when you go to your loctician, or you start watching YouTube tutorials, and you start learning different styles. Learn how to put your locks in other styles. Learn how to use pipe cleaners on your locks to give yourself some curls. For me, I don't use pipe cleaners. I just braid my hair, and then I have curls for days. My hair is still kind of curly from the last braid out that I had. So it's like you have to find ways to beat the monotony, but you have to know that dreadlocks can cause a certain amount of sameness, and you might not like that. But then there are occasions where it's okay to go ahead and style it. It's okay to wear a scarf, a nice head wrap. It's okay to put it in a ponytail, or two ponytails, or mini ponytails. There's a sister that that I follow right now on Facebook, and she does so many delightful things with her locks. It's just beautiful. She puts all kinds of flowers and lock jewelry, and scarves, wraps, all kinds of things. And I follow her just for that, because I know sometimes I have, I have this thing where it's the monotony of it all. It's the sameness of it all. And I want something new, and so I venture out and I style my locks. So, that's one of the things, the 5 things that you should know about locks, is that, the sameness may wear you down, but there are things that you can do. And the last thing of the 5 things that you should know about locks is that, believe it or not, locks are a lifestyle, not just a hairstyle. And when I say a lifestyle, I mean that really think seriously on why you want to wear locks. Think seriously about all of the things that I've talked about, especially the monotony of it all. How there are times when how you need to take care of your locks. There are going to be moments when you may not feel, you may just, your locks may feel like they don't want to be bothered. What to do about that? Those are some of the things that I go through. Even though I've been on this lock journey for 23 years, I go through those same things. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, ooh, I don't like the way my locks look today. And my locks be like, we don't like the way you look today. How about that? It's so many things happen, but this wasn't a hairstyle for me. This was a lifestyle. This was a lifestyle choice for me. This was something that I really wanted to do. I saw myself, I dreamed of myself looking in this manner, and it was a lifestyle. And that's why I've been on this journey for 23 years, because this is something that I chose. You cannot start to wear locks with the idea that this is just a simple hairstyle, because it's not a simple hairstyle. Your life changes when you make the decision to wear locks, sister locks, micro locks, whatever it is. Your life does change. And for the better, I say for the better, because you go through a transformation. You're getting to know yourself. You're getting to embrace, you're starting to embrace your natural self, your natural king, your natural queenliness. You're learning about yourself through this journey out of Western societal norms, or what is considered beauty, into what we as people of African descent, of what we consider to be beauty and what is beautiful. And that's why I say locks are a lifestyle and not a hairstyle. It's all about how you look at your journey and look at yourself. And if you look at locks as a lifestyle, when you enter the contract with your hair to go natural, then you will be doing all the things to ensure that this journey is one that is full of joy, love, full of emotional stability, all the things. And not only that, you're going through a transitional point where you're keeping your coins. You're keeping your coins. And there's so many things for me, opportunities that have arisen because I had extra coins in my pocket, and I could invest in other things such as, crochet, yarn, paint, all those things. I got some, I recently bought some gesso, because I paint. So, all the things that you want to do, when you're starting out on your lock journey, all of those beautiful things that you want to do, you can do them. They are obtainable. It's all about how you view your locks. What do you want out of your life? What do you want out of this journey of wearing locks? What is your passion? All of those things can be found and happen for you when you make the decision to join us on this lock journey. So that is the end of this video. I am your girl, Nail. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank all the new subscribers out there, and listen to all all the subscribers that I've had from day one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please consider becoming a sustainable member and joining me over in the Tiny Studio Lounge, where we can hang out and get to know each other a little better, okay? All of that information on how you can become a sustainable member of the channel will be located in the description box below. So I'm your girl, Nail. I'll see you next time here in the Tiny Studio to talk about some dreadlock love, because you know what, baby? We love our locks. Happy lockversary to me. And if it's your lockversary, happy lockversary to you. And if you just decided to join us on this journey of beautiful dreadlock journey, if you've decided, you know what, let me know what your lockversary is, and I will shout you out too. All right then, I'm your girl Nail. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.